Okay, and welcome to game two of our doubleheader. This is Quinn James, and I'm playing Martin DeMello. He is a player originally from India. Um, he now lives in the United States. I've played him at a tournament in Las Vegas that wasn't nationals. I am the now disgraced Sam Kantamathi directed that tournament, and that's when I met him. And he is also a friend of mine. So my friend's coming out of the woodwork to respond, giving me some material for this channel. And I also have a J in this to start this game as well. Not as good options. Dewey is an option here, and Jive. Jive keeps a better leave, and it doesn't open this huge spot, but I'm actually leaning towards Dewey because I have an H that can go here. Because I don't have the hooks for Jive, Jiver, Jives. I don't have an S hook for Dewey either, but there's so many D's and R's, it's quite likely that Martin has one, whereas the odds are against Martin having an S. Slightly against, I think, but against. I think that it is under 50% to have an S opening. Might be a little higher after a play like Vol, actually. I still think, because they're both going to slot S's, I still think Dewey is the play. And I kind of draw some direct to it. This, I guess, goes down. This goes down. Those both take E hooks that I don't have. Another friend of mine, Orlet Bullock, mentioning my missive ethicals. Yeah, I'll remember that one now. Alright. So taking that for 28, not the worst thing that could have happened to me, but I wish I could, like, do this. And this is a thing that I have, but I don't think that I have anything that goes all the way to this double letter score. I don't want to play Gid because of that S hook. Might just do something like this. Does not actually take an S, I believe. And and O do, but I believe does not take anything. So this actually isn't so bad. I wish I had an A for like Baji. I wish I had anything for any good play. Honestly. This is a possibility. I'm not sure I'm not sold it's better than Hid, though. Hug also, but then again, that huge. But Hid also gives that. Do I want to leave Biddy or do I want to leave BIGU? That's the question. God, how do I even decide between Biddy and BIGU? Two things I don't want to leave. I guess this one draws into Big Ween, which is something. Oh, I guess I do want to keep this D for the def if I get a 6. Which I probably won't drawing to bid, but it's I need some tiebreaker, and that's a tiebreaker. So yeah, I'll play hug. Okay. This doesn't look that bad, though no obvious star plays are jumping out at me. I will have this if Martin plays elsewhere, but chances are that's where tiles are going. I am starting to get a little less jacked up, actually, a little more tired. I don't know if it's a good idea to drink any caffeine this late at night, but I will drink a small amount anyway. I have a little bit of Red Bull left over, so I'll drink some Red Bull. Gotta do it for my viewers. Who am I kidding? I'm doing this for me because I love Scrabble. Unfortunately, the caffeine doesn't make my rack any better. But it does get me a little bit more excited about finding plays in it. So Limby is a thing that is in my rack. So is Biddy. The highest scoring response to this would probably be a 5 with I and I in the 2 and 4 slots. I'm not sure I have one of those things. I'm going to go like systematically. Not quite like a BDAM or whatever. I don't think that I have one. So now what? Dib for 37 is maybe the best leave. Limby keeps things a little bit more open, but all this counterplay. And Martin isn't really that much of a closed board player. Not saying he can't play them, but he's not really like... I don't think that he'll be really pressing to close the board with like a 40-point lead this early. Ooh, this actually scores way more than like Dib. There's Mib, which is kind of a compromise. Keeping Hild. Hild versus Build. I kind of want to take these extra points here. But do I want to grab these? Give the extra 7, spend the vowel? Yeah, I will. I will do it. And I draw into the blank. Get something for that extra tile. Spend at least, but I don't think I'll be bingoing this turn. Still down 1 bingo to 0, but only down 21, so that's not too bad. That's tractable. Okay, this is a little less tractable. This is a thing. This is a thing. This is a better thing. But I hate to keep this K. But on the other hand, I feel like after balked, am I just going to get... And no, because even if Martin takes this to the E, I'm still... Then that would give me floaters back. If he parallels, I have these floaters still. If he plays down to the B or through this A, I still have this. So this is fine. I'm not liking where this game is going, but it's not too bad right now. Am I gonna bingo with this? This looks like a decent rack, but am I gonna bingo with it? Nothing's jumping out at me right now. I'm not in desperate time trouble though, so I can spend a little bit of time looking. That's fine. I do have a slight cold, so apologies if that intrudes into the broadcast any. I will try to minimize that. If it gets really bad, I could ditch the broadcast or try and edit it. I'm not really skilled at sound editing at this point. I'm thinking that probably won't be necessary. And this big Z play. Now things are looking a little dire for me. If I can't, especially if I can't bingo this turn. Which it's looking like that may be what happens. Okay, unprobed and pre-bound are some 8s that work with this rack. But I'm not seeing the U or the R available. I don't think this is working. So this score is okay, but actually kills the lane that I need to keep open. So that's why I'm not really rushing to play it. This technically opens another lane, but actually just makes it easier to close this one. If I could play off bop somewhere and open, that would be ideal. If boap overlapped the right things, that would work, but it doesn't. This might actually be, something like this might actually be what I do. It is pretty easy to block this, but by playing down from here, I guess I could, well, no, this doesn't really make it that much harder. Less lucrative maybe, but I think the extra 11 points is worth it. Just create another lane, leave this one at least, and if this doesn't get blocked, then I have draws to things like unposed that could actually score fine because GOE, GOA, things like that are words. Okay. So this is Ponders, Pernods, Respond, which doesn't play over here. And is there a fourth? And of course there's plays over here too. I'm just trying to see if there's a fourth that gives that S that I might be able to use to score with it. If so, it's not really coming to me. Okay, so Martin chooses to partially block this lane. Unfortunately, doesn't fully block it, so I have this. Which will probably be what I play. I could play something with this N too, I guess. Oh, Ode works too. That will score better. Something like pronged. Yeah, this is fine. Draw the second blank, but still trailing on a pretty bad board, so anybody's game right now, but I think still edge Martin because he's 32 points up and on turn. Any big play by Martin now could really put me in a hole because I have junk to go with this blank. Too bad it's not road wage. I might have like 4 cows or something. Though honestly, 4 cows will probably get blocked, so I probably can't even play 4 cows as a joke, because Martin is probably going to take that spot. 4 cows. It's like 2 cows, the internet registrar, but double 4 cows. Yeah, I don't think he's going to accept that one. It would be nice if I could score. Unfortunately, the only thing that goes to the right of this is like the O, and it's just not really working for me. That would be the normal spot that I look to score. Waff is possible. That scores, probably gives up more on the overlap, most likely. And the overlap could interfere with these lanes. And doesn't necessarily create a new one because this is actually already a lane. So in terms of things that it does to the board, I am really not a fan of WAF, but it is a good scoring thing that I have on this rack. Frau is also a possibility if that stays available. Again, it does take some lanes out. Not ideal. This, I guess, is also a thing. Also takes some lanes out. Gives some counterplay back. Okay, I'm going to get hit with lax here for 32. That's not too bad. I'm wondering, I don't think that there's anything that I can do that plays both these O's. Yeah, no. So the question is, what exactly do I do here? Do I play WAF here? Do I play WAF here? Do I play cow here? This might be the play because it gives me, it does give me scow. Unfortunately, I can no longer start a bingo with this R, and I can no longer hook an F up here. Those aren't ideal things. Let me check the scores again. This WAF is 32. But I'm playing off this F, so I won't have lax anyway. And this is in the bingo lane. Not really. There are technically bingos that will fit here, like the main D-M-E-S-N-E, but it's not really a bingo lane. And that I can't draw that anyway, so. This obscures too much. I hate leaving WAF blank, but this is really the leading contender right now. Or I hate leaving foul blank. It's not really a great. He did leave me 4 cows. He did leave me 4 cows. So perhaps I can barter with him for the game. But no, I think cow is just gonna go down here. I don't believe this is gonna be a bingo. Did just notice this is a lane through this V. So the advantage of cow is that this is hard to overlap. But if he has an S, he can obscure this. Of course, if he has an S, he can obscure this by directly taking it. So probably by going downwards, because that would best obscure it. And of course, can take this too. So I'm just trying to give him, like, fork it a little bit so that he can't block everything just with 1 turn. He can still block everything with 2 turns, though. So yeah, this is still not a great situation to be in. I'm still definitely in a hole. And I'm probably not seeing a bingo. If my best shot is through this R, but I feel like I would have seen it if that was a thing already. Not quite profusion. Need an extra letter for that. Equity plays. This is horrible. This is not quite as horrible, but still leaving a bad assortment of consonants. I would expect some plays to be available over here, but I'm not really seeing much. I'd love to play off Fau or UFO somewhere. But yeah, again, only places I'm seeing where I can do that are over to the left, which is exactly where I don't want to play, because my best shots at bingoing are three-pronged. Okay, and Martin has chosen to block this V, which is exactly the thing that of all the lanes that he could have blocked, this is the least bad that he could have blocked. Like, if he had played Got and Tick, that actually would have really... Maybe he couldn't have known that, but that would have been very problematic for me. I don't believe Got takes... Well, it takes an H. I would have had to play Coup or something. Well, maybe Con and try and draw something with FIOU. The lane would not have been as good that I would have had to waste a turn making. Oh, you know what? Coif. I kept thinking there was nothing that played here. Coif does. And again, if he has drawn an S, then I can get hit with it. But chances are he has. But looking at I mean, there's so many other ways that I can get hit with an S. Like, this really isn't giving anything. The Koof, I think, is good. Does this take an S? Is this even better than New Uni? I think this is better. I think it's CAUF that maybe doesn't take an S because it's Cobbs, but I don't think Coos is good. I might donate 0.5 anyway, just in case. Okay, so this is like iniquity through a T or a Y. Don't believe that's going to be happening for me. I wonder if, like, quininic is a word. This probably isn't, because it would be a very silly quininin. It would be a very silly word. Quinin might be good. I think this is good. I should know for sure because my name is Quinn, but like it hasn't been Quinn for that long. I haven't memorized all of these. And hey, maybe Martin will give me credit for knowing all the Quinn words and won't challenge. I'm like 75% on Quinin, but that number's actually going up as I think about it more. I would rather have a bingo, obviously, but again, I don't think I have one. Not quite like Quirinius, which is a proper name anyway. And a 9. This is also a thing that I have. Leaves 2 eyes. So this would be actually taking out a couple of lands for me, but that would be okay. If I can score, then that's okay, because this isn't like a runaway game right now. This only partially blocks, so Quinin is fine. Assuming Koof takes an S, which I think it does. Saponin plays here. That would put me in the driver's seat, most likely. If I don't get it, then I have to decide if Panist was added. I know Snapton is good, and that doesn't play over here. Oh, Snapton does play here, but it's objectively worse because of this though only D's can go here, it's still worse. Snapping is also a thing. Does give back these plays. I don't really want to do that. Seems like feels like there should be something to this R. Penny ears doesn't fit. Okay, so he plays Ur and quinine, which makes saponin, I think, like, I think it's best. I guess I could also consider something like spaining, which I think is a word. That might be harder to bingo against. Either one puts me up to 400, which to the point, even a play making quinines and like dotes or something, I think I still have tempo, so I think and this is a really good pool. So I think I pretty much only lose to a bingo. Bingos could still go down here. That is still a thing that could happen. But this is obviously the best lane, and I will have a chance to block it if Martin is not sitting on a bingo right now. Plus, there will only be one in the bag after I play. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just making sure that spaining is a word. Spained. I think it is. I like just click when I think it is a word. My intuition says spaining is a word. And it is so much more likely that Martin bingos after saponin than after spaining that I really there's a sinking feeling that Martin is sitting on something right now that if I play saponin will go down. So I will play spaining and koofs. Two words I'm not 100% on, but the situation just seems to call for playing this. And it's good, and I get 5 for it. Which will be anticlimactic if he bingos right now. Which actually looks like a possibility. There's like loaders and loners that play right now. Not really what I wanted to see as far as pool left, as far as Martin not bingoing in response to spaining, because those two jump out at me. Also, things that play to gubs, like rondelles. Ladrons, lardons. Lodins. I think there's only two. Oh no, because Ladrone doesn't play. So I think there's 3 draws out of 8 that Martin could have that I believe don't bingo right now. Which is more than there would have been after saponin. So I'm glad at least I played that and gave myself a shot. I've barely even looked for like what my plays are. That's a thing, I guess. So a lot will depend on whether Martin ends up fishing off one and whether I have to try and block stuff. Or whether it's just going to be 8A, hook quinine, whatever, and try and outscore me, which... Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not sure this is a word. Padrones. Now, wait a second, though. Because this gives me garroted and out, even if it's phony. If I leave it on, he can just sit there and play Padrones. No, wait, no. Rur is not good. Okay, Padrones. Okay, so he has ADNORS. That's one of the things that doesn't bingo. My garroted doesn't play. If I challenge Parsoned off and Martin fishes one off, in such a way that, well, if I challenge his playoff, I'll get to empty the bag, actually. So I'll get to play like goat or something, and I'll know. But honestly, like, because I can just end the game right now and play garroted for 96. And I think that actually gets me more spread than blocking his bingo. And of course, Parson could be a word. I just don't think I want to challenge it. If something weird could happen, like I could slip up in my block and he could play something I don't see. So I think I'm just going to end the game right now and play garroted and win. Yeah, so that got a little bit interesting at the end. Yeah, kind of a painful thing for him, I guess, having to sit there and know I have garroted. Yeah. So yeah, good game. Competitive. I enjoyed it, and definitely good YouTube. I'm glad he had fun too. So I'll run through here. I'm surprised I didn't even consider Hub, but yeah. I hope I did a good job for him. It probably, yeah, it will be. I will upload both of these tonight. Okay, so he missed Maltese here. Yeah, that would have played for more than tamales. Mihi was the highest scoring thing. Terrorist only bingo for him. The equity play there boned. I knew that. I didn't play it. I didn't want to play it. Pernod's for 90. Where'd that play? 10B. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't spot that little spot there. Is this better? I think so, actually. It's true that I would be in kind of dire straits, though, if there was a long, like a 7 to this R, or no, actually a 6 to this R could actually be enough to block this, but that's still a little bit hard to do, and I'd still have this P. It's a little bit more defensive, but I'd be getting so much closer. So yeah, surprised I overlooked pronons, but there were a lot of different options that turn. So I probably played pronged a little bit too fast. Okay, he had aerotetic there, did not play it. Unroof. That's a thing that I had. I don't want to make plays like this. It takes 3 lanes out. This hook plays with this Y. I'm not feeling unroof as much as it cleans up my rack. Okay, he did have a I forgot about Pandora's being a valid thing. Yeah, Pandora's Padrone's operands. So yeah, I would have had to see that in time. I would have had to sit there and block it. I think I did the right thing by just taking the win with Garroted. But yeah, good game. I'm glad I came out there with 2 wins. I feel fortunate to have come out with 2 wins from tonight's game. Did draw pretty well. I had both blanks in this game. I'm trying to see if I had both blanks in the game against Brian. I don't actually remember. Did I do a list at any point? Must have passed me by. Oh well, you'll see it when you watch the other video. But yeah, I mean, I got pretty fortunate in both these games. But I really did think that I was gonna lose this one until I pulled it out at the end. So hopefully this was exciting for you watchers. And I will see you around very soon.